everyone. Welcome to Wilkes Now. I'm Allison Cibulka.
And I'm Jacob Chasen.
So before we came on the air, we were talking about how I was looking at apartments in Philly, and some of them don't allow dogs. Can you believe that? Have you had dogs?
Yes, many dogs.
Yes, my whole life I've had animals, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't imagine going through life without having a pet.
I know, I can't have a dog in my apartment either right now. I'm like, might sneak one in, who knows?
Honestly, I'm trying to figure it out because a lot of them allow smaller dogs, and I'm honestly willing to pay a few $100 extra a year if I'm allowed to have my dogs because I get lonely.
Dogs.
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 Oh, I need more than one. You gotta have friends. Every spring, the Center for Global Education and Diversity hosts a ceremony honoring students, faculty, board members, administration, and staff who demonstrate significant contributions toward raising multicultural awareness at Wilkes University. Nominations for the awards will be accepted from March 1st to the 31st. Nominations can be made online, and the award categories include Global Scholar and Citizenship, Diversity, Inclusion Student, Executive Diversity, Diversity Faculty, and Diversity Staff. For any questions regarding the event, please contact Erica Acosta at erica.acosta@wilkes.edu. Now let's check out the adoption process at some of your local shelters. Hello, this is Allison Cibulka, and I'm here at the Wilkes-Barre SPCA learning about their adoption processes. The SPCA of Luzerne County has been providing shelter to animals for 60 years. Each year, the SPCA helps around 5,000 animals with food, medical care, and shelter in the hopes of rehoming them. I spoke with vet tech Neil Hyduck to learn more.
The adoption process consists of 2 pages of paperwork. The first page, it's a short questionnaire regarding your personalities, your preferred personality traits in a dog or a cat that you wish to adopt. The second page is basically regarding to your history of owning animals. Have you adopted from the shelter before? We need to make sure that if you rent, we do have approval from your landlord. If you own your own home, that you in fact do own your own home, and that if you've had pets in the past, that you have taken care of them.
So the ultimate goal of the SPCA is to put their animals into loving, nurturing homes. There are a few things on your adoption form that could stop you from being able to adopt your new friend.
Stipulation that you provide proper food, water, and shelter for the animal at all times. And part of our view here is, we don't encourage people to tie out their animal in their yard overnight, and that can certainly deny an adoption. Just because the dog is a hunting dog or a northern breed dog with a thick coat doesn't mean that it can survive outside all the time. And cats and dogs should live in the home with the owner. Going outside supervised is fine, but living outside overnight all the time is
not. The SPCA suggests that all animals be adopted for the reason of companionship, and choosing another purpose on your form can affect the adoption of your animal.
Oh, absolutely. We encourage adoption of a dog or a cat as a companion. Of course you have the added protection. You have the added benefit of a dog maybe for protection. A lot of single people who live alone, they like when a dog wolfs at the door when a stranger comes to let them know what's going on. We're moving away as a society from using cats wholly for mousing. And to have a cat wholly as a mouser is something that we do typically frown upon here.
And that is the process of adopting an animal at your local SPCA. Thank you for watching. This has been Allison Cibulka. Hello, this is Allison Cibulka, and I am at Blue Chip Farms checking out their adoption processes. Blue Chip Farms is located in Dallas, Pennsylvania. For 15 years, Blue Chip has provided food, shelter, and water to animals in the local community, along with training services and medical attention. Blue Chip is a non-kill shelter and has a reputation for taking in animals that would normally be put down. We spoke with Corby Brown to learn more about the adoption process at this organization.
An application on our website. Really easy, do it online, we get it the same day. We check out numerous things, but the biggest thing is a vet reference. If they've had animals before, did they care for the animals? Were the animals seen once a year? Are they updated on their vaccinations? Were they spayed and neutered? Does their vet think that they are good pet parents? We also check to see if they own their home or if they rent. If they rent, Sometimes it limits the dogs that they can adopt, and we do check that out.
Braun emphasizes the need for honesty on the applications for adoption at the organization. Being dishonest on your application can affect adoption processes.
Worst, I guess, is that people sometimes exaggerate the truth of error, and they will say, "Oh, my landlord lets me have a dog. They don't care what kind of dog it is." And you call the landlord, and they do care what kind of dog it is. I've rescued numerous dogs, and you find out they really didn't rescue numerous dogs. They just picked them up off the street. So it's finding out the truth in their applications, and that's a big thing. Checking their references. References, so, if you give your mom, she's not going to say anything horrible about you, but your boss or your landlord, for instance, is going to be honest like that.
Braun also suggested being careful with what you post on social media. They have started to check it as part of the background check process. And that is the process of adopting animals at Blue Chip Farms.
Thank you, Allie, for that great story. For Autism Awareness Month, the Art Club is holding a t-shirt and hoodie fundraiser to raise money for a nonprofit organization called Art of Autism, which supports the creative abilities of people on the autism spectrum. You were created to create t-shirts and hoodies, spread the message that each individual is important regardless of his or her differences. Sizes range from small to 5 extra large. Available colors are white, black, black, white, and light blue, black. Cash or credit is accepted. T-shirts begin at $16, hoodies at $24. Additional charges apply for plus sizes and credit card swipes. We will be right back after this public service announcement.
More than 180 million Americans rely on drinking water that originates in forests often hundreds of miles away. Those trees capture snow and rain, replenish rivers and streams, and keep our water pure. Without these trees, many would be without fresh, clean drinking water. But on average, we lose 7 million acres of forest trees a year to fire alone. These trees must be replanted so your glass can be refilled. The Arbor Day Foundation asks for your help in replanting our national forests, for the water we drink and the air we breathe, for the natural beauty that inspires us, the outdoor recreation that brings us together, and for those with whom we share this planet. For today and for future generations, please visit arborday.org. See what we're doing. See how you can help.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
If you're stressed about finals, have a good laugh. The Wilkes University Neuroscience Club is selling comical brain-themed t-shirts as a fundraiser. All money raised will go to Neuroscience Club members to attend conferences and other scientific events. Shirts are $15 each, and if you opt to pick them up with the group rather than have them shipped to your address, shipping is free. Click on the photos on your email to order your t-shirt in pink or white. The sale ends on April 15th. Let's take it over to Sports Now.
Welcome to Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Luke Bedrowski.
We'll kick things off with Colonel Baseball. Earlier this week, Wilkes played a sloppy game against Muhlenberg in non-conference action. The Colonels committed 6 errors, leading to 8 unearned runs for Muhlenberg, as the Colonels fell 10-4. Freshmen Anthony Favor and Vincent Uzzi, senior Dan Eicher, and junior Nick Capozzi each had 1 RBI for Wilkes.
But later in the week, the Colonels played a MAC Freedom Series against the defending conference champions, Misericordia.
The Colonels fell in Game 1, but put together a 3-run rally in the bottom of the 7th, capped off by a Joe Champy walk-off single, winning Game 2 8-7.
Oh, do we mention that Champy knocked all 3 of the runs in on 1 hit?
Yeah, that's right.
In softball action, sophomore Sarah Gibson came into Saturday's matchup against visiting Misericordia. They moved the doubleheader from Misericordia to Wilkes because of weather conditions, but she had an impressive above 400 batting average. But even with this impressive hitting percentage, there was still something that was missing from her stat line.
That statistic was a home run. Gibson left game 1 of the doubleheader with exactly 1 home run, but not just any home run, an extra inning home run. It was also the team's first of the season.
The round tripper proved to be a difference as the Lady Colonels defeated Misericordia 3-2 in game 1. Gibson's home run backed up a strong pitching performance from sophomore Grayson Staunton.
Staunton went the distance in the circle, surrendering 2 runs on 3 hits. She also threw a season-high 8 strikeouts and did not allow a hit in her last inning of work.
The Lady Colonels did have an early lead in game 2, but they fell to Misericordia as Misericordia walked off 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th.
On Friday, the Lady Colonels would use late rallies to propel them to a doubleheader sweep of SUNY Potsdam. In the first game, Wilkes would rally for 3 runs in the 5th to take the lead.
In round 2 of the doubleheader, they would use a 6th inning rally, exploding for 4 runs to take a 7-4 lead. Senior Christina Gambino pitched a complete game in the first game with 5 strikeouts, also going 2 for 3 at the plate.
In women's lacrosse, they outlasted Cazenovia College 19-11, led by senior Jessica Held's 5 goals and 2 assists, and freshman Sierra Duman's 5 goals.
2 other Lady Colonels also scored or assisted on at least 4 goals. Junior Kira Baccio had 2 goals and 3 assists. Freshman Ashley Burkhart had 4 goals as well.
Over the weekend, Held with 5 goals and freshman Ashley Burkhart with 4 goals combined for 9 goals. But this wasn't enough for the Lady Colonels to outlast Mount St. Vincent as they fell 15-11.
In men's lacrosse action, they had 11 different players scoring at least 1 goal. The Colonels cruised away, hold your breath here, 23-8 victory over Wells College. Senior Nicholas Ruggiero and sophomore John Luna led Wilkes with 4 goals each.
That's their biggest win in program history.
Wow, what a whopper. Over to men's volleyball now as junior Jones Mensa tied a career high in kills 13 and blocks 4. But this wasn't enough to push Wilkes past nationally ranked Stevenson as they fell 3-0.
What better way is there to showcase skills on the court while also raising money for a good cause?
This is something that can be accomplished by participating in a 3-on-3 basketball fundraiser being held at the Ernard C. Mart Center here at Wilkes. The tournament will be held on Sunday, April 8th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
All the proceeds from this event will go to the organization known as SAFE, which stands for Supporting Autism and Families Everywhere. The organization hopes to get money so it can be given to aid the local autism community through things like art classes, swimming lessons, and many other activities. To participate, you can email Lindsay Dragon at lindsaymdragon@gmail.com or by phone at 570-822-7259.
Men's and women's tennis, they were off this week.
On Thursday, they'll travel to the College of New Jersey for an interesting non-conference matchup.
As football season begins their spring season this week, head coach John Drock has announced the Colonel staff for the upcoming 2018 season. The new hires consist of 2 full-time coaches and 3 interns.
Tripp Merritt and David Beaver remain on the staff from a season ago, but add new titles. Merritt will now serve as the Colonel's defensive coordinator as well as coaching the safeties. Beaver adds recruiting coordinator to his title as well as coaching the offensive line.
Tom Elder and Kelvin Cruz join the staff as new full-time assistant coaches. Elder will coach the linebackers and serve as the special teams coordinator, while Cruz will coach the tight ends and the fullbacks.
Wilkes also welcomes in 3 new interns to the staff, including Joe Danielson, Jack Full, and Shane Sweeney. Danielson will coach the defensive line, Full will coach the wide receivers, and Sweeney will coach the running backs.
The Wilkes Beacon Athlete of the Week takes a week off for Easter break, but check out their Twitter poll on Easter Monday for the next round of voting.
That's all we have today for Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Luke Bedrosky. Tyler will have weather after this short public service announcement.
There are oceans and rocks, places where fish swim and birds fly, where mountains spring up and trees and grass grow all around. History is made, art is created, things happen that should always be remembered. Heroes emerge. A woman sets people free. A man makes light. A leader steps forward. People get together. They help each other out. They make their own places to run and play and contemplate the universe. There's pride and gratitude and fun. It belongs to everyone. It can be a place, a feeling, a state of mind. So get up, get out there, and find your park.
If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
And welcome to Wilkes Weather. I'm your host, Tyler Aldinger. So as you can see behind me here, we have the walkway from the Karen Bellis Media and Communications Center, and as you can see, it is cloudy. So now looking back from this morning, some of the early temperatures, as you can see, very cold. Down in the Lehigh Valley in the upper 20s, but up in our area here in northeastern Pennsylvania in the mid-20s. So obviously still cold in the morning, but we will see some increasing temperatures. So currently 40 degrees right now, humidity at 77%. The high for today, 45 degrees. And look at the sunrise and sunset, 6:55 a.m. and 7:23 p.m. We have a lot of sunshine, but unfortunately for today, it is going to be mostly cloudy. So as I said, this morning, as you've woken up, it is cloudy, but it will turn to rain later in the evening into tomorrow morning in the early. So 45 degrees as your high, 36 for the low. Wednesday, tomorrow, AM rain, but that will disintegrate as the day moves on with a low of 41 degrees and the high of 50. Thursday into Friday, we are also going to be watching a low pressure system come through, and that will bring some rain overnight. And then for the weekend, for your Easter, partly sunny, 50 degrees though, so you can't get much better than that for your Easter Sunday. And now here, taking a look at this low pressure system, this is earlier, and now as you can see, this low pressure system kind of pushing in towards our area. As you can see, these bands of rain here. Also a little bit of freezing rain here, mostly up towards New York and up in Canada, but that is something to watch out for. And as you can see, this is later overnight hours, this low pressure pushing towards our area, a lot of rain coming through, so that is what we'll deal with overnight. And here's another look, the low pressure system pushing in. Some of the heavier bands of rain remain a little bit to the west of our area, but we do have to allow for some of that to seep in the western areas like Williamsport and whatnot. So now it's the highs for today, 48 degrees down in the Lehigh Valley, but for us up here in Wilkes-Barre, it will be 45 degrees, so a little bit cooler, but rain later today. But we do have 50 degrees later this week and remaining consistent. So as you can see, we got the snowman here melting. Go away because the warmer weather is here, the snow is melting, and that's something to look forward to. So that is all I have for Wilkes Weather, and we'll be back after this public service announcement.
The Passon School of Nursing will be holding a blood drive from 7:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on April 23rd in the ballroom. Students, faculty, and the general public are urged to donate. There will be a table in the sub to sign up during club hours throughout the upcoming weeks, with multiple time slots available to choose from. The first 60 people to attend the blood drive will receive a free t-shirt. Walk-ins are also welcomed. You may also email Caitlin or Alicia at passingblood2018@gmail.com to schedule a time or with any further questions. Now let's check in with Nick for Nick's Nerd News.
Thanks, guys. Nick James here, reporting for Wilkes Now and Nick's Nerd News. We have some stories today coming up that we're going to be talking about. Make sure to comment down below on anything that you may like or want to be able to talk about next time. First off, Pacific Rim Uprising. I saw it yesterday and it was really, really well. Did a very great job. Cool enough, director Steven DeKnight, I tweeted him and I said, hey, you know, I love the movie. He tweeted me back, told me thank you and that he loved working on it. So far, it has made $28 million in this country, and as expected, it's made $65 million over in China. If you've been following with the news, we kind of got an entirely second new Pacific Rim just because of the overseas sales that it does in China. They like some robots and monster making stuff, but so do we. So it's done a very good opening. It knocked Black Panther off of its high mark, so that had 5 weeks in a row at the top, knocking Avatar off, and that was all those years ago. So it's a quite little turnaround for Black Panther, but it's done very well. Next up, FX pulls out of the Deadpool animated show. Well, after the success of the Ryan Reynolds movie, they were going to make an animated show for FXX. Donald Glover and his brother Steven were both supposed to be executive producers, working, writing, and doing everything with this, but FX has officially pulled out. In a statement I have here, due to creative differences, FX, Donald Glover, Steven Glover, and Marvel Television have agreed to part ways on Marvel's Deadpool animated series. This was given out on Saturday, and it says FX will no longer be involved with the project. FX and Marvel have been an ongoing relationship through their partnership on Legion, which will continue. So if you're a big fan of FSX's Legion, that's not going to get touched at all. It just kind of seems like this won't be going anywhere. We don't really know where this will end up either because we don't know who's keeping the creative control. Hopefully we'll see some more, but that won't affect Deadpool 2's release either. Aquaman director James Wan made a statement out onto the Twitterverse as well. He kind of says he's one not to do this very often. He likes to stay away from rumors, but there was a very large rumor saying that we were going to get our first official Aquaman trailer. When that didn't happen, the internet blew up again and said, oh, he's not ready, they're flopping, they're flaking, because Justice League, if you haven't seen it, that has officially become the DC Extended Universe's worst movie, money-wise anyway, not so much in my heart. I love that movie. So now they're thinking, oh, he's bluffing, he doesn't know what he's doing. And no, all he says is that he is a perfectionist. What he wants is to have this come out and come out well to make sure that no more speculations happen. I know it seems like nothing much is brewing above the surface, but I can assure you we're working non-stop under the waves. So he feels confident enough to make a pun as he's doing this as well, telling us, relax. It's going to be okay. We're going to get an Aquaman movie, and it's going to be awesome. That is slated to hit theaters on December 21st, 2018. Everything is going okay. Next up in the news, Indiana Jones 5 is coming to theaters in 2020. Steven Spielberg, the director of the first 4, has now said, yes, we are getting 5. He was over in London receiving an award for being awesome for so long. It was one of those legacy awards, because who doesn't love Steven Spielberg, where he made this announcement. It's always worth a trip when I get to work with the deep bench of talent coming out of the UK. The actors and the crew, the chippies, the sparks, the drivers, everybody who has helped me make movies here and will continue to help me make movies here when I come back in April 2019 to make the 5th Indiana Jones movie right here. So he will be filming Indiana Jones 2019 in the UK. For anybody who was a little bit curious, going, what's a chippy? That's who makes the sets. It's a British slang term for a carpenter. The more you know, right? Finally, our last little story today is a poll where I want you guys to get invited. If you are watching this on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe, but underneath, comment. Do you agree with this upcoming list? Do you want to see something changed? I went to IMDb, the International Movie Database, where I found the poll for the most anticipated films for spring 2018. First on the list, Avengers: Infinity War. Nobody's going to dispute that. It's one of the most wanted movies of this century, I have to say. Deadpool 2, which was just brought up, had an amazing trailer debut. Everybody seems a little pumped. It might be a little bit underhyped, though. The trailer didn't really set people on fire, but I happen to love it. I think it's going to be great. Solo, a Star Wars story. I'm not sure if the anticipation for this is more because we are excited for the story or just to see what happens. Those who don't keep up with the nerd news will know that the 2 directors who were on this from almost start to 2 weeks before post were fired, and Ron Howard was brought in to finish up this movie. So what's going to happen? Do all three get directing rights? I think that leads more to the hype than actually wanting to see it, but we will see. The Incredibles 2, this is like 16 years in the making. We are all very excited for Brad Bird's follow-up of The Amazing Incredibles, The Incredibles, which was amazing. And the last one is Rampage. Don't know how this made the list. To be honest, this should be the #1 debunked one on there. Monsters fighting monsters. I don't personally get it, but maybe you will. So like I said, comment down below. I think the section where the comments should be like right here. Comment down below. Make sure to keep up with Nick's Nerd News and Wilkes Now. Thank you so much, guys. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Nick. We'll be right back after this short public service announcement.
Unless you've walked in their shoes, you would never know the overwhelming feelings of sadness, anxiety, and hopelessness that cause hundreds of students to take their own lives.
The number of students we lose to suicide every year would fill an entire high school.
We need to start the conversation about good mental health.
Help us reverse attitudes and save lives.
The life that you save might be your own or someone you love.
To learn more, go to attitudesinreverse.org.
That's all the time we have for today. Just a reminder, you can watch us live every Tuesday on Service Electric, Channel 97 at 12 noon. Also, check out our YouTube channel for episodes of the show.
And in case you missed it, our broadcast airs every weeknight at 7:30 p.m. I thank you very much for watching. From all of us here at Wilkes Now, have a great week.